it's still falling pretty steadily in and around Lambeau Field. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now second and 4. Here's Rodgers to throw. Rashard Matthews here on the catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
First down at the 42-yard line.
50. On first and 10, here's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Rodgers going to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Rashard Matthews the intended target, and that'll make it third down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And again, it's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46.
45 the mic. Bandit. Hey, check mic 45. Check mic 45.
Rodgers to throw once more. Here's this out for Matthews. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
But that doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
On second down now, it's Jones. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down.
Watch the screen. Look at you. Well, Mike 34. Mike 34. Jump out. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Shift.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. And Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign, had over 700 yards, 42 catches for the man from Brenham, Texas, which is located halfway between Houston and Austin. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Match box, Mike. Check out. Hey, stand up.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Locked to throw on 3rd and 1. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Never ideal conditions in the snow for a kicker, but the first test on the opening drive, he passed it.
He certainly did. You know what the unit told me was their biggest issue playing in the snow? You just worry about something getting in your eye as the ball is snapped, and then you might miss it, and there goes 3 points off the board.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Oh, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking downfield for Jones. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field, you take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you You only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
On first down, Locke. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
It leads to second and 10.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Locke will try again on second down. Got it complete to Rodgers. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. This is the tight end Fant. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
First down, Denver.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
On first and 10, it's Lindsey. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Throwing on second and 8. Locke. Rodgers brings it in. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
Baby, let's go. Let's go.
They've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here.
You draw horses.
They'll run with Lindsey. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
64,
One more time with Lindsey, and they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being forward.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're in an early hole. Their first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, Steve, sit.
To throw is Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Fielded at about the 28. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
Got it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Recon, 132 fighter. Switch. Small.
Check 15. Joker.
5.
Clock now on 1st down. He'll find Lindsey here. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 15-yard line. Here's Locke. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Noah Fant with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Broncos push further out in front. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. Let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. He'll try and run it. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's J.K. Scott now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken right on the 30. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal on their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Deshaun Hamilton, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Down. 30 base.
54. They're not ready for this, man.
Get it.
Play action. Now it's Locke. Got a man open. It's Sutton. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Denver.
Come on.
Locke now, 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10.
54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Protein spill. Ready, ready.
Locke now on 1st down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Rodgers going to throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Incomplete. Kareem Jackson on the coverage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Rodgers throwing again. Lets this one rip toward Graham. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Intended for Jimmy Graham. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. He got 29 yards that time. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Hey, exit.
Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. He's got his tight end Fant. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Locke now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. Throw complete there. Rodgers. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards that time to push him up. 1st and goal.
Let's go. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Let's go, baby. Return over. Get that ball. Get that ball. He's chopping. He's chopping.
Now Locke again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darnell Savage, the rookie from Maryland. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious, so you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
And that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Denver. 48 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Lock. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
On 3rd down, Lock. Steps away to his left. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will extend their lead even further. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Rodgers on target to Valdez-Scantling. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line.
45, over.
They'll run it with Jones. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He finds Matthews. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
With 18.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Hey, take 26.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Target. 25 the mic. Watch the curl, watch the curls.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 50.
Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30.
Matchbox lights.
On first down, Lock. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. The Broncos on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun on third down, Lock. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Past the 20. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big pickup of 38. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
On second down, it's Jones. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Here we go.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Rip left. He's coming.
Get 300. Get 300. Get up.
Check
General West. Back north.
Check 31. Check 31.
Jump out.
To throw is Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Will Parks. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this route.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Jones. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Williams. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Denver, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number.